Hey guys, so this will be my first reaction video. If you're a young viewer, I would recommend please not to watch this. And I wouldn't recommend it because it will talk about drug addiction and it will talk about abusive relationships. So it's not a good idea. Okay, let's go. I just want to say Taylor Nicole is very brave for doing this. Getting closure on its own is hard, and coming out and actually saying this to the public, to the world, that's just even harder. She is very brave, and I admire her for that because not everyone can do that. Not everyone can do that.
I didn't want him to be so mad at me. I didn't want him to call me a bitch. I didn't want him to call me a cunt. I didn't want him to think I'm crazy.
Ever have to be called a B or a C or any other thing, especially coming from the person that's your partner, that you love, that you like, that's your best friend. And I want to tell you that you're not the only one that's being called them words. You're not the only one going through this. That's why the video you made was so important. And it was an eye-opener for so many people. The problem is people don't speak up about it because they're just embarrassed. They know that if they would have been in a different position, they would have never have allowed it. But because they caught feelings, because they fell in love, because they thought, you know what, like, I'm gonna let one slide.
But just know that there's like 10 other women.
She's talking about one man. There's hundreds and thousands
so
of
many
women
other women
going
that have
through
been through
this.
shit like this with him.
Yeah, around the world. Like, this isn't even a joke. Like, for you to come out and say something like this and open people's eyes and actually tell these girls, you know what, this isn't okay. Like, you don't even know the amount of lives you are touching. These girls can have families, friends tell them, hey babes, like, he ain't good for you, you know what, like, he ain't for you. His friends and your friends will both tell you, no, you ain't the ones for each other. And even then, you're still both gonna carry on. How much more can you take? Like,
you love your
baby girl, what did you just say?
And he's gonna hear this and he's gonna recall
you
all
love
the
your
times that he was nice to me.
more than you love yourself.
I do remember those times too, but I also know all the fucking times you were horrible to me, and that does not make up.
You had me speechless. Yeah, because if you didn't, you wouldn't even have got yourself in a situation. You wouldn't have lasted so long in a relationship. You wouldn't even have been hurting in the way that you're hurting. And the truth is, girls always go back. Like, they're so in love, they will always go back, and they don't think about themselves. The whole family will be worried. They will go back. They'll try and calm. They'll leave for a bit, then they'll come back. Then that's when self-love has to kick in. Baby girl, you know what, the way you've said things and the way you have explained it, you can't even imagine. The amount of people that are making videos, they're like, toxic relationships, narcissists, do this, change your number, don't see him, do this, do that. People could give girls manuals, but to actually tell your girl that is currently going through it with the emotion and the way you're saying things and the way you're explaining it, babe, you're touching souls. Yeah, you're touching girls' hearts. Like, you can't even imagine what an impact your video has done.
I'm hoping this story will help, and I'm hoping that anyone that has
babe,
to go
you ain't gonna
through
touch one girl, you're gonna touch hundreds and thousands of girls with your video. And if you leave the video online, imagine how many more people can see your video. The truth is, girls will pick up on the similarities, and once they pick up on the similarities, they'll be like, you know what, I shouldn't be going through this. I actually shouldn't. This isn't like how a relationship goes and works and whatever. And even though you could be so attached and you miss everything, and that's your best friend,
I always wanted to believe he is a really good person at heart because I've seen it. I've seen the good side of him, and I've wanted to believe that was him.
And you just hold onto the good parts, you know.
You that this horrible side of him isn't
hold onto the good parts,
and you don't want to believe it yourself either.
That does not make up.
If only the good parts could make up for the damage that's been done emotionally, because once you hurt a girl to an extent, the process of healing is a long one. For her to feel comfortable in her own skin, and for her to be herself again, for her to feel confident, the damage is unbearable.
He eventually came in and said he was just high,
how high he is, regardless of
it was disgusting.
Whatever he says and does.
It disgusted me, so I blocked it out and tried to convince myself that he was just high and that he didn't mean it.
You will remember everything, and when he's sober and he's trying to act normal and he's trying to act lovey-dovey, you will have everything running through your mind. So regardless, if you think, okay, cool, yeah, whatever, we'll move on and whatever, you're not going to end up with the person, regardless of how hard it is, regardless of how much you love him, because the damage has already been done. So you're not going to be connected with that person emotionally, spiritually, mentally. There's too much pain, there's too much hurt. It's just so sad. It's so sad to like then have to like hear certain things be said and just pretending that it's all okay and it's fine when it actually isn't. And now they're like, oh well, now I have to like put up with the consequences of my actions and whatever. If you wasn't high, you wouldn't be in this mess.
Him talking to a girl since before he even knew me about how much better she was than me, how much more perfect she was than me, how much
like have to hear another man talk about another woman in front of her, saying, oh, she's nice but she does this and she's much more intelligent and whatever like they may say. It makes a girl just so insecure that even if she receives 100 compliments, hundreds of compliments, you're pretty, you're beautiful, she just won't feel worthy. Like she just will have like issues. The mind never forgets. This video is an eye-opener.
Everyone has their own healing time, but just know it does get better. And you don't have to give up.
Because
and you don't have to go back to your
find it hard to let go. So many girls will last years in relationships where they shouldn't have been in, where they should have let go a very long time ago, but because they are attached, because they don't want to move on, and because it's exhausting. Every heartbreak that you go through, the guy will take a piece out of you that you will never get back, regardless. So every time you start a new relationship, every time you get into a new relationship, it's just learning the person, studying the person all over again and trusting them again, and just it's exhausting. So that's why so many girls are in such bad situations and they find it hard to let go.
There were times where I started to self-harm when he would yell at me, because he was very verbally abusive when he was high.
If any girl has self-harm thoughts, you need to run. Like honestly, you need to run. This isn't even a joke. This isn't a joke. Like now that you're at this stage, like the situation has got out of control, you need love. If that means going back to your parents' house, you need to go back to your parents' house. You need to call a friend. You need to do something. A self-harm scar can be seen from a mile away. The thing is, people self-harm because they feel so worthless, and it's like a cry for help, and you think that by self-harming you're releasing the pain. You're not. You need professional help. You need professional help. Forget about the clothes and the dresses and the perfumes and the electronics. You are so precious. You're so precious. You're so beautiful and you're so loved. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call for help. I've come across so many girls that self-harm, and the truth is, better days are coming. I met one girl and she was like, oh, I used to self-harm when I was young. I was like, yeah babes, we like there's no way of hiding self-harm scars, not even with tattoos won't even like hide it. And she's telling me, like now that I'm older, like I found the love of my life, I have 5 children, I have twins, and she was getting married, and like the self-harm scars are so visible, and she goes, oh yeah, so like I'm gonna wear gloves to hide my scars. Some people don't even know the damage, or they don't know how vulnerable a person can be when they're scared, when it gets to that level. I always used to wonder why would people like self-harm, like what would bring them to self-harm? And it's because they feel so worthless, they're in so much pain, they feel like they can't even breathe, they feel so suffocated, that they feel that maybe if I self-harm, it's a cry for help, maybe it's a release of pain. It's not. You need professional help, and you need to be in a setting where you're loved and cared for. It's not nice. Better days are coming, man. You're gonna find the love of your life. Before you know, you'll be happily married, you'll be planning a wedding, you'll be having children. This is only one small chapter from your life.
He would hold that over me anytime I got sad or insecure about it.
You're not gonna end
He'd
up
be like,
together because of all the pain and all the hurt, because you're just hurting and he may not
like, what's
understand.
the point of being together if you can't get over this? Every single time he ever touched me again, that's all I saw in my head.
It's just a matter of time before
every time he ever
ends.
Kissed me,
and
or
it's
touched
hard.
me,
It's
or
hard
made
on so many levels.
moves on me to try to sleep with me. That's all I saw.
You can't even like check the social media because you'll go back. The attachment and the love and feelings are so
I can't
strong.
see his face. I can't
you
see
will
his
go
face.
back,
I can't
and
hear
that
his voice.
will be a weakness.
I can't.
So that's why sometimes you just gotta block.
But he was another drug for me.
People do like the strangest of things. They'll take screenshots of like hurtful messages to stop them from going back, because people do end up going back. Like 6-7 months could have gone past, but for you wouldn't have felt like it had been months, because you're just so caught up in your feelings. So sometimes you can't check social media. Sometimes it's good to just back off social media, block if you must.
I'll end it on, I don't know when I'm gonna heal. I have nightmares every night. Yeah. It would be easier just to go back and be with him, so I don't have to face all this shit, and I could just lie to myself for those few moments that are normal, where he helps me with things and is nice and is loving.
The universe
That'd be great.
will send you messages. Your family will tell you. Your friends will tell you.
I didn't want to have to go through everything I went through with him, and just to have to sit here alone healing. I wanted to go through it all with him, and when I'm gonna heal
you'll still say, it just gets to a point where at the end of it, like, you just have to have faith. You have to have faith, and you need to look after yourself. But not everyone that leaves wants to.
I don't know.
The truth is, about healing, you gotta do what's best for you. And people tell you, oh yeah, you gotta move on, to forget. Listen, I know people that have moved on physically and are emotionally and mentally attached to their exes. I know people that have done rebounds and now they've had 2 children.
I just wanted to help
so sometimes it's just better to heal on your own, regardless of what people say, regardless of what the world does, regardless of like social media and so many options out there, regardless if you get DMs every day and you get all these emojis and all these different forget that. No way. Healing is a
my entire personality,
and you need
everything
to look after
from
that
me.
process,
I was the zombie, but
you're still very, very vulnerable until you are yourself again, until you know who you truly are, until you have found yourself again and you're healthy. Until then, you're vulnerable. Sometimes you would want to do so much, but you just can't, because you've lost yourself. You've lost yourself in the mix. Your personality has been torn from your soul. Like, it has been ripped. Like, you have literally forgotten who you are and your standards, your identity. Like, I asked a friend, I was like, you're dating this guy for the past 5-6 months, like, do you love him? No, she don't love him. She's still thinking about her ex, but physically she's moved on. Emotionally and mentally she's attached somewhere else. So I think that's very, very sad. That's so sad.
But you've known about addiction
Girls
for 10
think
years,
that
so
by
you knew
cooking,
that was crazy,
by
and
being
yet you
there,
still
by
lied to
giving
me
some
that it would
sense
make
of
everything
routine,
better.
by going on
I'm not
holidays,
as
by
angry
giving,
about
like,
those parts, the parts that are
presenting
just,
the family, spending time
you
with
are battling
family,
your
by
addiction and
doing
you can't be
activities,
honest
by
with
going out
yourself
to
about
restaurants.
things.
It would
sucks
help,
and it's not
but
healthy
the
for
truth is
someone
it
to be in a
doesn't
relationship
help.
with that,
Nothing
and that does
helps.
suck.
Yeah, sometimes you need professional help, and you can give all the love in the world, but the truth is, how much love can you give? You need to go heal. Some girls need to go heal. Something happened along the way and you got lost. Now it's that healing process to be comfortable in your skin, to love yourself again, to pick up the pieces, to like just be you again before everything happened. It isn't easy. And when girls say, oh yeah, I'm numb, it's not good. It's not good at all. I feel like I'm gonna start crying. I don't want to start crying. You've touched my soul.